marries Paul Walker's character and everything like that. But apparently with this one, they actually, and a lot of people that saw this movie even complained, they fell short. They fell flat in that area of strong female. Yeah, there were strong female characters, but they didn't get highlighted like they did in the previous movies and all like that. Paul Walker's character's wife was not seen in this film and everything like that, obviously. But I guess, they're trying to say that they parted ways with that, but still, like, not making her a part of it in some instance. People felt a little slighted, everything like that. And the women weren't given their just due as much as it was like, it was the guys, it was all about the guys. So she said unless they decide to change that come the next one moving forward, she may actually bow out. Thoughts as a woman?
I mean, not as a woman, just as a person as a whole, not for nothing. She's right.
Yeah. Which is one of the few times we've ever said that about her on this show.
Because she usually always fucking sticks her foot in her goddamn mouth. No, I mean, she is right. If there is technically no place for her in the franchise, why are you still going to have your name attached to the franchise?
Yeah, if you're not going to make the characters strong like they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
We're in this whole women's... Now, I'm not going to say women's revolution. It's women's evolution stage where they're equal, that physically equal.
Yeah.
Intellectually equal on stage and screen and everything.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no real purpose for her character, then her character shouldn't be involved in it whatsoever. Her character should just be fucking written out if they're not going to give it its due.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that's the Michelle Rodriguez news. Let's see.
Wow, she actually said something decent.
Yeah, exactly.
I almost feel dirty.
Now, an interesting tidbit. Everybody's been talking about the Venom movie, and of course, I've always liked Tom Hardy as an actor. We got hooked to the Taboo, so now I'm like, Team Tom Hardy! I'm like all about everything Tom Hardy. So when Tom Hardy was announced as Venom, I was like, Team Tom Hardy! I'm like, yes. Well, of course, it sparked a lot of speculation about certain things. Will Spider-Man appear? What villains are going to be in there and everything like that? Well, in terms of the Spider-Man thing, Kevin Feige did say he finally gave an answer. Because everybody was speculating, is Spider-Man going to make an appearance in a cameo or anything like that? Kevin Feige has gone on record and saying, no, Spider-Man will not be in the film. However, it was also announced somewhere along the lines that the villain, or at least one of the villains...
Whoop, there go the fireworks!
Yep, or at least the primary villain for the Venom movie will be none other than Carnage. Which is awesome, because Carnage, if you ever read it, Carnage is... Whoa! Like, that's a villain. Like, he's... I mean, and obviously...
Way worse than Venom.
Yeah, he makes Venom look like a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
And it seems like they are going to, with an actor like Tom Hardy, and with a villain like Carnage, you're obviously going to be going a slightly darker route. You have to. You can't keep it as light and everything as a Spider-Man movie. You have to go a darker route.
Definitely.
Well... pining right now for the role of Carnage is none other than Gotham's Cameron Monaghan. The quote-unquote Joker character and everything like that is currently pining for the role of Carnage. Which is kind of interesting. Like, it's always interesting to see how that dynamic plays out in terms of film, because, that's a DC property that he's on. He wants to do something for Marvel. Like, is there ever... Wouldn't that... I'm sure it's got to be somewhere in their contracts that's got to be a conflict of interest if they were to do that.
I think it would become more of a conflict of interest if it were like they were both movie actors. Whereas it's small screen and big screen, I think there might be some kind of loophole.
Like a leeway?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't...
It's just so weird, though, when you see actors jump from one to the other, you know?
It really is.
It shouldn't stop them, because the girl that was in Deadpool 2, she's on Gotham.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's
right.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I think there might be some kind of weird little loophole between small screen and big screen. But I do have one quick complaint about the Venom thing. And it's not even a complaint. It's a complaint about people complaining.
I have a complaint about your complaint.
Yeah, like, every time I see, like, the Venom thing brought up, so many people are like, well, Spidey has to be... You can't do a Venom movie without Spidey. Yes, you can.
Yeah. You can do it. I mean, obviously... It's one of those characters we know the history. We
already know the history. He's a well-established character. You don't need Spider-Man for Venom. I mean, you don't.
Because
at least not at this time anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because also with Spider-Man: Homecoming, they forego the whole origin. It's like, look, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's it. He's Spider-Man. We know he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We've done that. Like, we visited that, how many times already in film?
Twice.
We filmed it. We've done it twice. Let's not do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently the Spider-Man that they have now, everybody's adoring. They said his take on it is amazing, while still paying homage to the classic feel of Spider-Man. So it's like, you know what? It's done. Let's go. Like, that's why they left out the whole Uncle Ben thing. It's like, yes, we know Uncle Ben. We get it. That's where it came from. Enough is enough. Let's just move on. Let's move it forward. And I agree. Because if you want to say, well, Spidey has to be a part of it, oh, well, guess what? That means there can't be a Venom film, because if that's your idea of thinking, that means there has to be another Spider-Man movie where he gets the black suit. And then it passes on to Eddie Brock, a.k.a. Tom Hardy, who will do a cameo and get a thing. And then you could do a Venom. No, wait. Then you got to do a Spider-Man movie where they fight. And then you got to do a Spider-Man. Then you got to do a Venom movie where Venom's a good guy.
Exactly.
So you'll never get your Venom movie.
No, never.
It's like, how about we just accept the fact that Marvel, if you're watching these Marvel movies, you know the history.
And here is just a novel idea. If you don't know the history,
Read a book.
I got one better.
Google it.
YouTube it.
YouTube it. Google it.
YouTube it. You can listen to somebody talk about the history of these characters. You can sit there and watch a fucking fan film about it. And if you are so dead set that Spider-Man needs to be in a Venom movie, then you make it yourself and put it on YouTube.
Exactly. What is that sound of you?
It's our son getting his earplugs. Excuse me, guys.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Okay. Well, everybody's all for you Star Trek fans. Everybody's waiting for Star Trek, So an interesting, and there's going to be some cameos aplenty for the Star Trek show. The new show coming and everything like that. Well, also coming along to the Star Trek TV show in some instances is Star Trek alumni, Star Trek The Next Generation alumni, Jonathan Frakes, a.k.a. Commander Riker. He's going to be joining the creative team as well as doing some directing. He has directed some Star Trek episodes in the past and everything like that. So I'm sure Star Trek fans are going to be uber excited about that. Plus the fact, I'm sure obviously he's going to do, he's going to do a cameo somewhere in there.
I'm back.
I see. I was just saying how Commander Riker actor Jonathan Frakes has joined the creative team and will be directing a couple episodes of the new Star Trek franchise, which of course he's done it in the past.
Oh.
Yeah. Fabiana and George were rather excited about that.
I guess we're excited about it too.
Yes, we are.
Oh, woo!
Anyway. Okay. In a story we talked about a long, long time ago, and then we almost 2-3 years ago, because we first broke the story. And then shortly after came back on the air, but there's really been relatively no news. Obviously, we talked about The Rock was going to be a part of a Big Trouble in Little China remake and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's been no news on that for like the last 2 years. The Rock's obviously very, very busy and everything like that. But for those of you that kind of want their sequel and kind of still want it to be Kurt Russell, there's kind of a solution that's going to be happening for you. Well, Big Trouble in Little China is actually getting a comic book. And everything like that. So
interesting.
Look for that.
Does he have time, or he's too busy doing Avatar?
I don't know. Well, he's making time to do this and everything like that. It's basically called Old Man Jack, and it comes out in September. Of course, they had to
I know.
They had to make
that was a funny eye roll that I did, not a eye roll.
But no, it's drawn to look like Kurt Russell and like that, and it's basically the final adventure of the Pork Chop Express and Jack Burton.
Wow.
And everything like that. So it's basically it's supposed to kind of be the sequel that we want, the way we want, with the actor we want as best as we can get it. And I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I absolutely. So for those of you that love Big Trouble in Little China, which a lot of us do, look out for that in September. Also in Wednesday news, which is going to be attached to the What the Fuck segment of the week. Something that Margaret Ryder and Miss Foxy and Danielle were going a little bit cray-cray over early this week.
And not a good cray.
Not a good cray. And everything like that. After months and months and months of speculation, and I think a month or two late,
A little bit more than that.
Because we talked about there was that whole anniversary Buffy the Vampire Slayer merchandising line and everything like that, as well as an exclusive Hot Topic clothing line. Mm-hmm. Well, that Hot Topic clothing line finally released with a whopping 9 items of clothing, despite what they said was going to be released out of it. That being said, I'm going to pass the What the Fuck segment over to Miss Foxy for your long overdue Foxy Nerd Rage segment. Go!
Alright, well, I am currently pulling this up just to see maybe if anything else, comes up. But yes, for approximately a month and a half, maybe 2 months, I've been religiously... Oh, God, it went down. I have been religiously checking the Hot Topic website for when the Buffy the Vampire Slayer merchandise was going to become available because I'm a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. However, after checking every week to no avail, finally something popped up. Now, as... This is what makes it hysterical. When I checked the website earlier in this week, there were a whopping 9 items only in this Buffy the Vampire Slayer quote-unquote line. However, I can't even really say 9 items due to the fact that 1 item is always on their website, so it wasn't even really new. The things include, a jacket that Buffy would wear, a jacket that Faith would wear, a sweater that Willow would always wear, Buffy's prom dress when she first died, and at this rate, as I'm literally looking at the website on my phone, we are now down to a whopping 7 items.
Wow.
Apparently there's a tank top now, and another tank top, and the same shirt that they've always had in stock to begin with. Apparently the coffee mug is no longer there anymore.
Wow.
As well as something else. So, I feel that Buffy fans are getting a little gypped, considering there were 7 seasons worth of material, of awesome one-liners from such great characters that were there, or died, or simply left the show. Where is a t-shirt that says 5x5 from Faith, I like that. Where the hell is, something with Giles, because he always had fun little one-liners? Where's any kind of weird little werewolf type shirts for Oz?
Something with Spike,
Something with Spike and Drusilla. Angel. Nothing. Nothing at all. But, God forbid, people didn't get their Bullet Club shirts. Hot Topic asked for the rights to get Bullet Club t-shirts. You know how quick those got into Hot Topic? A week. A fucking week. And those goddamn shirts were in Hot Topic and on their websites. I had to get Damien one because they were selling out. But the point is we wait 2 months for Buffy the Vampire Slayer fandom apparel, only to get gypped into what is now 7 items. You guys request a fucking t-shirt, and you get it in a week. What?
We got 4 different Bullet Club shirts.
I know! I want to throw something at you now for just saying that. I shouldn't have given it to you today.
Thank you. I love you. Well, anyway, after Buffy the Vampire Slayer's waiting and everything like that, and it was all obviously female-generated fan stuff with the exception of the coffee mug or whatever. It's I'm sure they could have done some male things and everything like that.
Absolutely. I think that's my main problem.
It seemed obviously, female fan. And I get that, Buffy is a female hero, one of the first predominant female heroes on TV and everything like that.
Yes, it is.
But it's not to say they weren't characters. Angel was a part of that.
Yes.
Spike, no pun intended. Tell me, there's the red Buffy jacket.
That's one of the items that's there.
Tell me you wouldn't want a Spike leather jacket he wore.
Like the duster jacket he wore. Yeah. But even as far as a clothing line, just general merchandise. For example, Buffy the Vampire Slayer's stake was named Mr. Pointy. You're going to honestly tell me that with the approach of school coming, you couldn't have made a Mr. Pointy pen? Mm-hmm. I'd buy it. Again, one of the biggest characters on this TV show, though short-lived, was Faith. Mm-hmm. Yes, they have the Faith motorcycle jacket on the website, but again, one of her key phrases was 5x5. You couldn't have gotten a tank top or t-shirt with that saying on it.
That's all you need to have on it, yeah.
I mean, the one t-shirt that they do have is a Buffy line that says, if the apocalypse comes, beep me. There are so many things. Anya
she said that in the first episode.
I know.
Yeah.
Character Anya was scared of bunnies. You could have had a million different bunny items. Capitalize on the musical episode.